on, everybody? This is Lawrence D. Adams, and yes, I am here, man. What a crazy show with Alfie Kingdom today, man. That was hilarious, man. Uh, that was crazy. I'm actually texting now. Crazy show today on Alpha Kingdom. This is Beam Up Fridays with LDA. That's right, Beam Up Friday, man. If you miss you missed the show over there with Alpha Kingdom, man, that was hilarious. I was in tears laughing at what was going on. We still saying the prayer at the fact. Matter of fact, I forgot I had a track I made about over 10 years ago. It's more of a gospel song, but I'm not singing, so I don't think I'm going to sing on it. But we praying for Alfie, man. What's going on, everybody? If you missed it over there, that was hilarious. It was like a celebrity roast, man. Imagine when they do the celebrity roast on me. That's going to be even more funnier. So yeah, God, this is Beam Up Friday. You get the opportunity to beam up, ask me questions, talk. Let's chop it up today. No special. I had some stuff I could talk about because I was doing some studying late last night, and I was doing some meditation. But one thing I realized, you can't be always on that every day. You need to take a break and you need to talk about some fun stuff, laugh, so that you can digest what's been shared during the course of the day. So salute everybody in the chat room. There's the link right there. You can beam up. I'm telling you right now, if you come here talking crazy, you know what LDA is going to do. Going to pull you right off the stage. But yeah, this is Beam Up Friday. I know a lot of people at work. Things like that. Last week we talked about, man, and we went first. It was talking about fashion, and next thing you know, it went left, and we started talking about the bedroom stuff. It was like, oh boy, 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 oh boy. That was interesting. I was like, oh boy. So it went there. So, but definitely, don't forget about the sapiosexual series that I have. That's out there. You definitely want to get that because that pays for this. What's going on right here? So everything you do, it all intertwines together. We talked about game this week. Man, it was good too. It was really good. I had some things I wanted to talk about. I was going to talk about the self-hate thing. But I don't want to talk about that. I was going to talk about what I was studying last night about something that Babe C said yesterday that was really interesting about the conversation. Something I was talking to Alfie about on his show is, what is that internal conversation that you're having that you think other people are having about you? What is the internal conversation that you think other people are having about you? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? There you go. There you go. What's going on? What's going on? My good people, my good people, my good people. What is the internal conversation that you are having that you think other people are having about you? And I was going to talk about that, about what that internal conversation would be. But you know what? This is Beam Up Friday with Lawrence D. Adams, LDA. I was going to have somebody beam up, but I'm about to catch her. I'm about to catch her another day. So I want to definitely get it going so we can get it started here. I got somebody. Oh, well, they mentioned me in the stories. Definitely. So this is Beam Up Friday with LDA. Y'all definitely beam up. You can beam up and we can talk. Let's talk about it. And I don't want to go all deep and all like that. Let's have some fun today. Let's have some fun today and really just, because it's Friday, you know, some of y'all just got paid Friday night, party hardy. So yeah, definitely. So one of the things I was talking about as far as with the internal conversation, what is the internal conversation that you think people are having about you? What is the internal conversation that you think other people are having about you? But this is Beam Up Friday. Beam up. Let's talk. Don't be scared. Most of these people be scared. You can ask you some questions within the parameters of what we're talking about. And what we're talking about is having a good time. So definitely. We're gonna talk about some game. We know that we talk about game. We're talking about strategy, but it also it entails psychological and sociological sides of it. So the game is like that. But yeah, definitely, this is the time to beam up. I put the link in the chat room right now. So definitely, you want to definitely be a part of it. Come on, y'all can beam up so we can talk. Let's talk about it. What's going on, Babe C? What's going on, Ted? What's going on, everybody? Yeah, so I was going to talk about what you said yesterday when we broke down that sentence or that question that you had. And then two, so I went into some studies last night about the importance of hearing the right the importance of proper self-talk, but also the internal conversations that you have that you think other people are having. So I was going to break that down. I'm not trying to think if y'all want to hear that. And I don't want to go too deep because we just had a ball over it in Alfie's channel. You got to go back and watch the playback. I was in tears laughing about what was going on. But the internal conversation, what internal conversation are you having inside that you think people are having about you? What internal conversation that you think people are having about you? Because once you deal with that internal conversation and change it to what you want it to be, guess what's going to happen? What's going on? Y'all can beam up Friday. Beam up. Happy Friday, everybody. Let me get some. We're gonna everybody put a prayer sign for Alfie. We praying for Alfie after that celebrity roast that we did on him. It was good. So here go the music for him. We praying for Alfie. Let's put a little prayer sign for Alfie today because we had a ball over there. Prayer sign for Alfie because it was hilarious. So be praying for Alfie. Prayer sign for Alfie. I had to find one of my old tracks. Prayer sign for Alfie. Prayers up for Alfie. Praying for Alfie. This track that you're hearing, I created it, put it together, had some people play it. We're praying for Alfie. Prayers up for what's going on. Prayers up, put the prayer sign for Alfie, Alfie Kingdom. Praying for him. Because that celebrity roast we did was hilarious. We're praying for Alfie, Alfie Kingdom. Praying for him. This track that you're hearing, I actually created and built and put together. Gotta make sure y'all pray for Alfie. We had a ball over there. Let me cut the music. Y'all know I made all this music, did you? Hold up, let's get to the crescendo part. All right. We had a ball. Y'all praying for Alfie. Yeah, there we go. All in fun. We was having fun over there. So let's talk about it a little bit. I'm giving you the link. You can beam up. I mean, put it in the post, put it in there again. You can beam up with LDA today. So you got to go watch that Alpha Kingdom, man. We were having a ball over there. That was hilarious. So, okay. So one of the biggest things that we can talk about is the negative self-talk. Somebody said something. Let me go. I seen a comment. It was pretty good. Let me see here. Oh, okay. Here it is. This is a good comment. It says the show early was an indication of importance of being happy and content with self-talk, despite others' opinions about you. Truly indifferent. Correctly. Thank you for furthering addressing my question. Yeah, I want to sort of address it a little further because I think a lot of people need to hear that. Let me see if I can get this scroll down. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. It's missing the negative self-talk was the first steps towards healing for me. That's it. So most people got to realize that's what they have to do right there. So the most important thing is your self-talk, but the talk that you hear, you think others are having about you. So you got to dismantle that. So what do you think other people are saying about you? See, that what you are doing is when you do that, you're causing others to fulfill what you think they're going to say about you. And they may not even be thinking that about you. Let me say that again. You are actually having people fulfill and treat you how you think they're going to treat you because of what your own self-talk. This topic is very important for me to hear. Okay, all right, we're going to top into it. Please, y'all can beam up. Just beam up Friday with LDA. Come on, let's go. So what happens is, let me go a little deeper. And I really didn't want to trick because I was studying this last night. Then I did some things on my own. So what you have to realize, some of the internal conversations that you're having, seriously, though, I have been in a great mood since I started following you and the kingdom. Thank you. That's a good man. All praises. Because you know why? We're going to get into that. Man, we're going to get into that. We're going to get why is that? So what you have to realize is this. There's two images, or there's a self-image, or when I say self-image, how you see yourself. And then how you see yourself and how you think the world sees you is how you see yourself. That's why I definitely did say that. Super chat. Uh-oh, there go Alfie right there. Uh-oh, we got to do it for him. Let's put the music on for Alfie. There go Alfie, showed up. Praying for Alfie. He's right there. He showed up with the super chat. He showed up with the, there you go. This Alfie Kingdom. One of the, that was a great show. Came in with the super chat showing some love. He said, prayers up for Alfie. You got to watch the show to understand what we mean. Alfie's okay. There's nothing wrong with him, but you got to understand. You got to see the show to understand what we're talking about. We got the prayers up. We got the music going for you, Alfie. Oh, he did another super chat. Respect to Alfie Kingdom and showing some love and super chats. There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with Alfie. You got to listen to the show to understand what we're talking about with prayers up for Alfie Kingdom. Great show, I'm telling you. All right. We will drop the music down. So yeah, definitely. So that's what people get. There was a lot of gems dropped in your conversation with Alfie. This shows that your self-talk can be so strong that it could influence others' opinions about you. That is how you warp. That's how you warp reality. That is correct. Right. Watch the Free Game Friday show after this, because it was. You understand, you're going to laugh. It's so much game being given. And what happened on that Free Game Friday, it was hilarious. But in the laughing was the game given. And there was some therapy, not for Alfie, but for you. Please understand what was given. Please understand. It was excellent. I love that we can see that everyone is human and change today's introspective and hunger. Right. Because most people don't realize, let me say this. I'm all over the place, but I got to say this. You should bring up a good point. Most times we connect with people when we see that they're transparent. We connect with people when we see that they're transparent, and transparency is the new what? Currency. Transparency is the new currency. When you can see that I'm human, that I made mistakes. Yes, I was married twice. Yes, I have 2 kids by one woman. Yes, by their mother. So you understand that I can be transparent. Guess what happened? I become more relatable. But you understand, in you become more relatable, you realize if he can do it, I can do it also. Back to the self-talk. So one of the things that's so important about self-talk is, or negative self-talk, good or bad, and they're different, is what are you saying to yourself during the course of the day? What are you saying into yourself during the course of the day? What are you saying to yourself during the course of the day? What are you saying to yourself during the course of the day? What inner dialogue are you having with yourself and what you think people are having inner dialogue about you? You need to attack and deal with that. Let's break it down to an analogy. So now you approach this girl. Are you talking to her? You thinking that she thinks that you look weird and that you look crazy. Guess what she's going to do? Because you thought that and you're thinking for her, what's going to happen is she's going to fulfill the script that you gave her. Do you understand that you are the director of your world? You are the director of your world. When you are the director of your world, what happens is this. When you are the director of your world, you give out scripts to people, like a script that they can fulfill. So what happens is many times you give up script to people and you think they're thinking this about you and they have no clue what you're thinking about. You have made assumptions that turn into convictions and they have no other choice than to show up on your stage and say, here I am. This is what I need to fulfill. Please understand what I'm saying to you. Please understand what I'm saying to you. You have given people scripts in your life and you assume that they're saying this about you. And guess what happened is they have no other choice but to fulfill it because of your internal dialogue. If this is making sense to you, let me know in the chat room. If this is making sense to you, let me know in the chat room. So what we got to do, the question would come is, how do I deal? Because I know it's coming. How do I fix this internal dialogue that I have? First of all, you got to recognize that I'm thinking this because of some reason. Because the way you see yourself, let me break it down. Your self-talk is self-fulfilled prophecy. Understand that you're an actor in the world you live in. That's so true. That's it. People around you become actors in your script. Y'all getting it, man. That's it. So this is the difference. A CEO has a different conversation than the EVS worker. Let me say that again. The CEO's internal dialogue is different from that of a what? EVS worker or environment safety worker. Why? Because their internal conversation is different. When you realize that and they see each other differently, there's nothing wrong. There's not going against either one of them. You got to understand the EVS worker is thinking about cleaning this particular area while the CEO is thinking of what? From a point of managing or keep running his complete business. The internal the conversation is completely different. See, this is the part of the game that people don't talk about. They'll teach you everything else, but they don't deal with your quirks and screws that's messing you up from being excellent in your game and excellent in life. Your internal dialogue is messing you up. And so it first starts not with the talk. Please understand what it first starts with. How do you see yourself? How do you see yourself? Do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as a confident, mature, whatever the case person? And how would that person act during the course of the day? What would they do? Then you realize your conversation is completely different. But what happens is there's an internal fight going on. How you want to be versus how you see yourself. How you want to be versus how you see yourself. So the internal battle is, okay, I see how I've been for these many years versus how you want to be. And so they clash because the conversation inside is fighting each other. Until you realize that this is how I want to be, the new me, you have to change your conversation that you have inside. That means also change the conversation that you think people are having about you. So the conversation you will have is, everybody's cool with me. I'm down with everybody. When women look at me, I'm using that as an example. They're like, wow, he's fine. Your conversation that you have internally, not outwardly, begins to change. You realize, yeah, women like me. I don't know why. They just feel me. They think I'm the coolest. Why? When you start to deal that, your environment on the outside begins to change and people begin to reflect your internal dialogue. I'm giving a whole lot. I shouldn't be giving this much. I shouldn't be giving this much. So why you think other people are against you is really you against you, because you're on your stage creating your own enemy. So what happens is, once you realize that you are the enemy and that the enemy is you, you dismiss, you take your script back from them. You realize that the issue is not the women. The issue is you and the script that you're giving the women. The issue is not the job, it's the script that you gave the job. So what I'm calling for is responsibility. LDA, that's why people think you are no idea. Is this why what people think of you is none of your business? That is it right there. That is the reason why. It's none of your business. Why is it none of your business? Because you already can't apply a script to them or give them a dialogue that they think this about you. LDA is so true. You can't connect with someone that's perfect. Right. So please understand what I'm saying to you. I'm giving you the behind the scenes, pull the covers back of how the game really works. Remember, I did a show. Those who've been here every day, the game that you run is not on others. The game that you run is on yourself. Remember, I said that the game that you run is not on others. It's the game that you run on yourself. Let me say that again. The game that you run is not on others. It's the game that you run on yourself. Anytime a pimp go out there, he has to be convinced in himself that he can send a woman out there and that she will come back with the money. He already had that internal dialogue with himself. Oh, she gonna bring the money back. Yo, boom. He has that conversation already inside of you. What happens is you wondering how did they do that? It's because of the internal dialogue, and then it kicks in something else, a sixth sense on what to do next. So how you see yourself is the problem. You can hear and how you see yourself. The other thing is, what are you saturating your mind with during the course of the day? That's why people said that what William said, since I've been listening to you and Alfie, I have become happier and a better person. Those who have been listening to me for any amount of time should have been making a shift. When I was on the cruise ship, it was moving and we didn't even know it. So many of y'all who've been listening to every day have been gradually turning and didn't even know it, because you're saturating what I'm saying and it's adjusting how you see yourself. Then how you see yourself now is going to affect what you say to yourself and what you think people say about you. That's why I said other people's business, other people's opinion of me is none of my damn business. Other people's opinion of me is none of my damn business. What is my business is what I think and what I think they think of me. Is what I think and what I think people think of me. See, when you deal with the chatter inside of this noggin, that's what's defeating you. Why? As I was explaining with Alfie, the issue is not the women. The issue always points back to you. So this is the real thing. This is the real thing. Y'all ready for the real? Y'all ready for me to give the real thing? Wow, you guys are getting it. If you are aligned with your script, if you are aligned with your script, if you are aligned with the script, good, bad, or indifferent, others can shift the direction despite their best efforts. Only you can when you see fit. Oh my freaking God. That's it right there. That is the game. So everybody went, what's the game? Show me the game. They're trying to give you they're giving you I'm gonna give the answer to it in a second, but I'm gonna give the real reason of the real behind the scenes of the game. Dre, what did you say? That means you can change what people think of you based on your self-talk. Does that mean that you can change what people think of you based? That is exactly what I'm saying. Alfie showed you that today. Correct. He sure did. Please understand, go back and listen to that show with Alfie Kingdom. It was amazing. It was hilarious and funny. I'm honestly outgrown being concerned with what others think about me. I'm too being minding my business and energy. Right. But this is the thing. We have thoughts about what people think about us, whether we think about it, what we want to admit it or not. Sorry, busy. I know it's too busy. So this is it. So what you have to do is, so y'all ready for the answer I want to give this 1 o'clock on this 1 o'clock? Let me give the answer right quick. Y'all want the answer to the question? Y'all want the answer? Let me know in the chat room. Let me know in the chat room. If you want the answer, let me know in the chat room. Let me know. Let me know. You want the answer? I'm about to get it. Because y'all saying it, but I'm going to break it down just with 2 words. Well, more than 2 words, but a sentence. If you want the answer, put it in the chat room. We want the answer. We want the answer. We want the answer. We want the answer. There we go. Yeah, we want the answer. Put it in the chat room. Yes, the people want the song. We want the funk. Gotta have that funk. So the answer is this. Where you are the cause that in turns cause the effect. You are the cause that in turn activates the effect. When you realize that you are the cause internally and not the external is the cause, you will see your life begin to shift almost magically, almost like a boat, because you realize that you are the cause and you now can enact the effect. I shouldn't be teaching on this level. This needs to be behind the scenes. I'm giving too much on this. Then you realize I caused this. I'm the cause of this. That's a hard pill to take because most people don't want to take responsibility. We want to play the blame game. It's a shame. We want to blame everybody, but to realize that you are the cause. When you take full responsibility, the gospel of responsibility, what I teach over here, that you are the cause and that they are the just the effect, that you internally are the cause. And what happens is this, what? It affects your external. But what we've been doing is we've been thinking the external is the cause and is affecting us, which is backwards. Which is what? Backwards. You are the cause. You are the what? You are the cause. See, everybody want to, well, it's the girl, it's this, my mama, my daddy, this one here. You are the cause, my good brother, my good sister, my good people. When you realize that you are the cause, you will take responsibility and you will say, how do I change my self-talk? I'm glad you asked. You change your self-talk by realizing, oh, I'm thinking this. Let me look at it and let me change into the positive. So if you're thinking, ain't nobody like me, ain't no good women around here. Ain't nobody, everybody is against me. Ain't nobody, I can never get up. It's just the white man stop me. It's the black man stop me. It's the Chinese man. It's the government. When you stop having that internal dialogue and say, you know what? Yo, it's me. That's real game right there. When you reach the response, you realize it's me. You know what? People love me. People enjoy listening to me. People come on this show and they hit the super chat, they hit the cash app. I see them doing it. That's my internal conversation. Oh, I see 10,000 people in here all the time. See my internal conversation versus ain't nobody here. The numbers keep going on down. No. We would call that what? Worrying. So you got to worry in reverse. So we're responsible for what happens in your. So we are responsible for what happens in our lives, in your relationship. Yes, you are, whether you want to admit it or not. And that's a hard pill for people to take because it's so good. It feels so good to say it was her, it was them, it was that. It's the reason I'm short, I'm tall. So you want to blame everything external. I got a cousin. I don't know, I think he's about 5'5". He has no problem at all getting women. None. So you can't say it's the height thing. Well, I know a guy who's heavy set, get women. So I want to emphasize this though. Let me say this. Let me put a pin right there. Thank you for the super. Yeah, thank you. Proving your point, LDA. Thank you so much for that. It all starts within you. You are the cause. What happens is it feels so good to blame everybody else. Thank you for the super chat right there. What a super chat. I can get some super chat music. Boom, 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 boom. I got super chat music. Let me get this for you, bro. Just for you. Let me get it. Get super chat music. Alfie got it. I gotta get that super chat music. Just what Alfie did it. If Alfie just did it, I gotta do it. Come on. Come on. Super chat music. You got that super chat music for? Because I see it something. We got that super chat music for. Come on. So definitely, that's it. That's for you, William. I mean, for Jonathan. Super chat music. That's for you for that super chat music. Super chat right there. I appreciate it. So let's go with Ivan said, because I know Ivan, I know him. It's hard for people to look themselves in the mirror and then expect themselves without excuses to blame others. Woo! Bro, it's hard for people to look themselves in the mirror and then expect themselves without excuse to blame others. Right. What you say? It's hard. Yeah, it's gonna hard. It's hard for you, like, you know what, yo, man, it's me. It is me. It is me. So once you realize that, this is the real game. The internal dialogue, I know Ivan. I mean, he's not gonna say it, but the internal dialogue that he had when he was making some moves, that he said, you know what? I'm gonna tell you what he said. I'm gonna tell you what Ivan said. I'm gonna get that girl. That was his dialogue when he was out there. His dialogue was, I'm gonna get that girl. Ain't gonna drink his water. Next thing you know, she like, hi, Ivan. Hey, how you doing? He already had a conversation and he's seen himself already having that girl. He already seen himself talking to her and taking it to the next level. Do you understand the level of game that I'm giving to you? Do you understand the level of game that I just shared with you right there? It's all starts with you. You got to realize that the person with Michael Jackson is the man in the mirror. It's you. And ain't your mama, ain't your daddy, ain't your cousin, isn't that? They played a part because they shaped you. But at the end of the day, it's for you to be responsible. That is the level of game that I'm talking about. This is, y'all can beam up anytime. I put the link right there. Oh, that's where the audio. But yeah, but understand what I'm saying to you. Understand what I'm getting at. When you realize that, then you don't need tricks and gimmicks and all kind of things, because you know what? The first person that you run the game on is yourself. You must be, I got to use some Bible. You must be the partaker of the first fruit. You must take it. Who? You. You must be the one to believe that what you're saying. This is crazy. We are masters of our lives, of your life. Right. So let me tell you a little bit. Let me tell you what I'm. So I did this last night. I already made an assumption that everyone who listens to what I'm saying understands exactly what I'm saying, and they get it and they apply their life. I already assume that you understand when you come to listen to LDA in his channel, that you get exactly what I'm saying, that you apply it to my life. I already have that assumption. I already hear people in the chat room saying, you know what? I seen what you were saying. I applied it in my life and it works. I already have that assumption. Do you see my assumption that I have before I even come on the show? What I do in my meditation, I hear people coming in, yo, LDA, yo, I've been listening to you and it works, man. My life has changed. I didn't see this happen. I didn't win with her. I already hear women say, yo, I heard what you said. It's right on point. My assumption has already been put in place. You have what you see before you see it. The key right there here is where are you seeing it? You must see it first within to see it without. I'm teaching you the game. I'm teaching you how it works. That is the thing. So I'm telling you how it works. My assumption is I already see thousands of super chats going through. Super chat, Cash App, everything. Boom, 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 boom. I already see it happening all the time. I've seen people buying my products. I can't keep up with the demand of people buying my products. I already have the internal. I'm already that person, not just in conversation. I am that person right now. See how I just stood up, squared my shoulders up. I'm already that person. My image is already that right now. I'm already that person that I assume that you understand what I'm saying and that you're getting what I'm talking about. See what I'm giving you a live example, what I did last night before I went to bed. I'm getting to my meditative. So y'all gonna believe me. This is my meditative chair. I don't know if you can see. Oh, that's not it. Right there. That blue chair. That's my meditative chair. I get into that meditative chair. See the blue chair? I get into the meditative chair, and then I go in. This is how it really works. The problem is your internal dialogue and how you see yourself is defeating you in the game, in life, with women, with anything that's going on. That is the problem. So I already know that people will come here are going to digest and they're going to get it. But not only are they just going to get it, they're going to apply. They already applied it to their life. I already see people coming back and say, yo, I've been listening to you. It works. I already hear it. I already had the dialogue. I already talked to them internally and say, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. I already seen them giving testimonials. I'm already giving the script to you by my assumption. You got to understand what I'm saying to you. Most times people don't understand how this works because no one has ever taught them. No one's told you the power of your spirit, your soul, and your mind. And so what happens is you get into this world getting defeated and beat down because you live in somebody else's script. You living by somebody else's opinion. You living by what somebody else think about you versus what you really should be thinking about yourself. When you realize that, it changes the narrative around you. Oh, already to me, I'm not waiting for the channel to grow. The channel is grown. I already see 10,000 people. I'm already talking to them. Why do you hear me say to those in the back of the stadium? What am I doing? I'm in the process. I'm already speaking in the stadium. I don't have to be in the stadium now because of I can go live via internet. Right. Then synchronicity is real. Yes, it is real. It is real. It is real. I just said something on them. So understand what I'm saying. So think about it. No one can come on this channel and not, to me, my assumption is, and not get something and learn and grow from it. Do you understand what I'm getting at? Once you realize this, you start operating on a different level. You start operating on the different level. You, like what the Harris said, you what? You have to see it before you see it. But what the thing of it is, we're trying to see it externally and not internally. And then we need to have the conversation. When am I thinking? What do I think they're really thinking? What conversation are we really having? Yes, I'm creating through visualization, but I'm also creating through actually having the actual conversation. Having the conversation. And then not just having the conversation, I'm at this the problem, this the other thing, not the problem, the solution. I'm at the end of the conversation and not at the beginning. So instead of coming from the problem, I'm already at the solution and we're already talking from the end. That's why I already talked to everybody already about, yeah, I'm glad you guys got it. Wow, it's amazing. Wow, thank you. Wow, that's good. I'm glad that it's working for you. That's good to hear. You're saying the best. I already had that conversation inside of me. So when it comes up, it doesn't surprise me because I already have that conversation. This goes to business, this goes to life, this will go to wherever you need to go. And when you begin to operate like this, what happens is things that other people had to do, you may not have to do. Things that other people do, you may not have to do. You know why? Because now we would call the sixth sense, or your perception, intuition, spirit, as I would call it, will begin to guide you in ways that you know not of. That's why it's so important. What are you saturating your mind into? This tapping into such a deep level, LD, that you're very welcome, man. You're welcome. That's why it's so important to what you are listening to. Who are you listening to? What are you digesting? Remember, we talked about information food poisoning. So you got to be careful of the information that you digest. Who are you entertaining on a mental level that no one sees you entertaining? What are you entertaining in your bedroom? Not your physical bedroom, but your actual bedroom. Who are you laying with in your mental bedroom? Y'all need to put that in the chat room. Who are you laying with in your mental bedroom? Oh boy, some of y'all laying with the wrong kind of thoughts. What you watch, listen to, and who you're around. Yes. Who are you laying with in your mental bedroom? Who are you what? Laying with in your mental bedroom, because y'all keep popping up pregnant. This is how you will win at the start of the race. That's right. Who are you laying with in your mental bedroom? Because this is why you keep popping up pregnant. Who are you? I'm saying it again to everybody get it. Put it in the chat room. Who are you laying with in your mental bedroom? Because that's where you are popping up pregnant at. That's real talk area. The music information maintains frequency in the brain and can trigger the emotions. Right. Who are you laying with in your mental bedroom? We need to write that. I mean to write that. That's a quotable. Two quotables: information poisoning and who are you laying with in your mental bedroom because you keep popping up pregnant with things that you don't want. Who are you laying with in your mental bedroom because you keep popping up pregnant with things that you want or do not want? This is the game. Most people ain't going to. We can talk about the strategy parts of this, but this is the behind the scenes real information that you really need to get. Because until you adjust this, the outward will not mean it won't mean anything. Does not mean that you do not do any actions that you are mental. No, 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 no. LDA is not saying that. When it says in the book, it says faith without works. So you got to have faith, but you got to do some work. So don't go on here, I'm just going to be like, my nine. No, none of that. You got to do some work. Because we got two people. I did a whole, I think it was earlier last year, I did something called when the inner game and the outer game must become one. The inner game and the outer game must become one. But who are you laying with in your mental bedroom because you keep popping up pregnant? Who are you laying with? What thoughts are you laying with? What opinions? What perceptions? What things your mother told you, your father told you, your cousin? What hurts are you laying with in your mental bedroom that keeps causing you to be pregnant? If you hear somebody else say it, they got it from here. What thoughts are you laying with? What do you think women really think about you, men? What do you think women are really thinking about you, woman? Because you keep popping up with the same situation over and over and over again. You keep what? Popping up with the same scenario over and over again. Why can't you lose weight? Because you laying in bed with the thought that you can't, and that is hard. Why are you not inspired to start your business? Because you laying in bed with the thought that I can't start a business. I'm not smart enough. I don't know math. I can't do it. What thoughts are you having that you can't lose weight? Or you go to bed, I got to eat right. This is hard. This is not something I want to do. I can't do it. Why? Because you're going to bed with the thoughts and you keep birthing the same thing in your life. I'm talking to someone. Why can't you make more money? Because you're going to bed that you can only make this amount of money because you this amount of education. You got this skill set and people don't like you. You know, the white man and the black man are trying to stop you. They're coming in. Well, you're laying in bed with thoughts that keep coming up as your pregnancy. Your pregnancy test said, yep, you're pregnant again. Ding. What thoughts did you have in that there ain't no good women out there? That all women are after you. They're going to take you. And you popping up. Poop, yep. Here she come. You're pregnant. You having a bouncing baby girl. Boop. For the ladies. Oh, these ain't no men or dogs that got this and that. Boop. Guess what? You're pregnant again. Here she comes. What thoughts are you laying with in your mental bed that keeps you getting pregnant with the situations, problems that you keep having? What thoughts I'm saying it over and over again, because I want you to get it. I want you just to get sink down into your mind that the thoughts that you land with in your mental bedroom is actually keep getting you pregnant and you wondering why you walking around 9 months later, what? Pregnant with thoughts. Why the game isn't working is because you have the mental thought that it does not work. And you keep going to bed and getting pregnant with the mental thought that it doesn't work, that women are after you, that women going to take advantage of you, that your mental thought that you land with and that you have a conviction with and that you made a covenant with. Because remember, in order for you to be in your bedroom, you have to take your clothes off. You have to be intimate. You have to say, let us become one. So you have become one with a thought and you wondering why you keep popping up pregnant and you keep wondering why this is not working for you. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Let me know in the chat room. So I could stop this immediately. This is making sense to you. Let me know in the chat room. If this is making sense to you, let me know in the chat room. Because the thought that you land with, the conversation that you're having in your mental bedroom is actually what? Is actually producing what's in your life. You're gonna link. Y'all can pop up. I can go today. Wow, that's good right there. Self-thought, birth control is needed. Woo, y'all going deep, man. Y'all going deep. So what happens is some of you, while you're in your mental bedroom and you laying down with a thought, an idea, a conviction, you need to say, no, baby, not tonight. I don't need to get pregnant with that. And you need to kick it out of your bedroom. This makes sense. We are one with your thoughts. Good. That's what I'm talking about. So some of you need to go into your mental bedroom, pull the sheets out, and tell that individual, that thought, it's time for you to go. I can't lay with you anymore. You are causing me too many problems. And I keep birthing some crap. Not the word I want to use, sugar, honey, iced tea. And it ain't working for me. So you need to, y'all talking about being the pimp. I'm a pimp. You need to pimp your thoughts and go into your mental what? Bedroom and clean house. Stop having threesomes with thoughts that keep getting you pregnant with things that you don't want. Just the other thing. Now we deal with the mental thought. You need to stop being around environments that is not conducive to where you need to go or where you need to be at. Let me give you an example. When I lived in Atlanta, pimp your thoughts. Ding, bingo. I remember when I lived in Atlanta and I was in a tough spot and I need to get a job between jobs. What I did was, when I lived in Atlanta, there's Lenox Mall and there's Phipps Plaza. So what I did was, on a Saturday, I would go down to Phipps Plaza, put on a button up, put on some slacks or some nice shoes, whatever. And I will walk around Phipps Plaza and go past the Gucci and Louis store and go walk around, sit down and just observe the people and say, wow, this is amazing. I like this. This is nice. Then I would go to one of the restaurants because I didn't have a lot of money at that time. And I would just have tea. Can I get a tea, sir? That's all you want? Yes, sir. I just want to have tea and sit out here on the porch, the area out there, the outdoor area. I would sit up there and get some tea, and another catch too, sip the tea, hot tea, and I made sure I tipped the waiter because all I got was tea. And then I would just sip the tea. This is good. This is delicious. Stir it up a little bit. You want milk, sir? No milk. No milk, please. Thank you. No dairy, please. Thank you. Cream? No cream, just the tea. Or I might even get a biscuit. And I would sit out there and just observe the people, take in the atmosphere, because you know why? I had to wash my consciousness and realize that my environment on the inside had to match on my outside. And so what I would do, I would sit there and just, oh, wow, I belong here. Then I would finish that and I would go into Saks Fifth Avenue. And I would look at the ties and look at the suits and like, wow, that suit is nice. I would look at it, try on the suit jacket. Oh, wow, this is nice. Okay. And I would look at the socks. Oh, I like that sock. It's nice. And, I observed and I took in the environment that I belong in. So no longer did I got out of the mental, I made sure I kicked the thought out of my mental bedroom. I had to get into an environment that speaks to where I'm at or where I'm going. And when I got to that environment, I did that for a couple of weeks. And what happened is, boom, something opened up. The other thing I did was, because I know I was in a tough spot, I took a family out to the buffet. I said, you know what? This is Sunday. I want to treat y'all because I know where I'm going. I know where I am going. So what I did was I took the family. It had 2 girls and the boy, I believe, and the husband and the wife, and then me. So what I did was, I knew I was at the last of my money. This is something I'm not telling everybody to do. I did it because I know what I was doing. And what I did was, I took them to the buffet. Yo, it's on me. We ate and talked and laughed and whatever. And I paid for their meal. Not many days later, you know what I think? A couple of days later, an opportunity to open up for me to work at General Motors in Doraville, Georgia. The plant is not there, so you can go check it. There was a plant there in Doraville, Georgia, a GM plant, and I worked there. I was able to make a particular salary that was very good. See, sometimes you got to do something that's going to stretch you. I had to get into the environment that was conducive to where I was or where I wanted to be. If you constantly stand in the hood, don't get mad. You have hood thoughts. If you're around people who only talking hood stuff, don't be mad if you have hood thoughts, because you're laying in bed with them in your mental bedroom. Don't be mad if you listen to content. You listen to content that women ain't good, women ain't gonna run, and you wonder why women ain't gonna be good to you. You can't be mad at situations if you're around content that's saying men ain't nothing, they need to bow down to me, this and that, and you have no man. And the people who saying it don't have no man. You wondering why? Because the environment, the information poisoning that you get, food poisoning that you're getting, is affecting in your bedroom, and it's affecting your birth. And you keep birthing thoughts, situations, that is conducive to what you've been laying with. So don't get mad at the individual, because I begin to share with you. Why you say I stay on Washington Street, East. I know where that is, and I know exactly where Washington Street and East Point is. I stayed on Washington Street in College Park, so I know exactly where you're at. So that's why you gotta, even if you live in the hood or live where you need to live, go to where you can go wash your mind at. And sit there, and all you can afford is a glass of water or some tea. Make sure you tip whoever's there, because you're getting your mind geared up for the environment to where you belong. The problem is you keep being around the same situation and wanting a different results, and that's called insanity. I'm in a travel group on Facebook. Why am I in a travel group on Facebook? Because I want to travel. So what happens is they're washing my mind and getting me ready for when I do travel internationally, because I have my passport. I know what to think and how to conduct myself, and because I'm getting my mind ready for it. I'm laying with the thought that I'm in Brazil right now. I am in Rio de Janeiro. Then I went from Rio de Janeiro and I flew over to, I can't think of the other country, and I'm going to the beach. You see what I'm doing? I'm showing you the game. I'm showing you how it really works. Negative environments create negative thoughts. So what if you can't escape your negative environment? Because that's a question. What if you in a negative environment and you live with your mom, and you live with your sister, you living with her, whatever, you in a marriage or whatever the case may be? You must go within and begin to create the environment that you want to have. This is game, right? This is y'all, man. Y'all don't understand what I'm saying. Do you understand the words that are coming out my mouth? When you want better, you begin to first have the thought of better, because you realize that you are the cause and that you now have activated the effect. When I was just doing the show on Tuesday nights, I said, something has to change. Guess what I did? I had a thought, but just because I had a thought doesn't mean anything, because I want you to understand this. I had to put to action those thoughts. That means I got to get up earlier, eat at a certain time. I have to adjust my environment, buy different lights. One of my lights is not even on. You can see the pole in the background. It's not even on. I had to get lights, better. I had to get a lapel because I had another mic, because this is easier for me to talk with a lapel because it looks cool for me. I had to get a mixer. I begin to create the environment as one who hosts everyday podcast for my brothers and for my sisters. Somebody just hit the Cash App. This is what I'm talking about. Appreciate that. Mr. Man in Action, my brother. My brother. So keep understanding why you're losing with women, because you were around the environment of losers with women who don't get women. So they are affecting your game and how you do what you do. So what you need to do is be around people who are teaching you, not just in theory, but in practicality, how it works. How it really do. And sometimes, let me say this, you're going to write this. This is something I learned from being around when I was mentored by, when I was in the presence of a millionaire. More is caught than taught. Put that in the chat room. More is caught than taught. I know I'm going over, but this Friday, so I can go over. Real life game over here. Thank you. I appreciate you, Mr. Men in Action. Thank you for the Cash App. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. More is caught than taught. Put that in the chat room. More is caught than taught. More is caught than taught. What does that really mean, LDA? I'm a man who's failed multiple times, who was married twice, who has 2 grown children, 2 grown sons, who has lived an amazing life. Life is in the thought and action that creates what you want in your life. That is right. It's in your thoughts and your actions. They must become congruent. But more is caught than taught. I'm saying a whole bunch of stuff, but most of y'all looking at the teaching and not catching what I'm really saying. More is caught than taught. And I'm not teaching since I was married twice, I'm not teaching or explaining from a hurt place. I got nothing but love for those women. Nothing but love. Even the women afterwards that I was engaged to, nothing but love. We still friends to this day. Why? I'm not coming from a place of hurt. I'm coming from a place of healing. And I'm saying that you can do that too if you've been hurt. But more is caught than taught. Question, okay? Question, LA. What can a person do if he got a positive mindset, but family members still talk down to this person, but the person has never thought of a negative thought, but the bad situation still follows that person? Good question to understand exactly what you're saying. What can a person do? And family members. Now I'm gonna give you an example. I have family members who more is caught than taught. There you go. Y'all gotta get that one. So what you do is, I'm gonna give you an example of me. I have family members who don't like me. Some family members even went to a funeral day and want me to sit in the pulpit. Oh, you can't sit in the pulpit. You're not a minister. And they're not realizing I am a minister. Who didn't inspire what I had to do. Just for just me, what I had to do. It used to bother me so bad because I'm all about family. I'm all about everybody working together. I'm all about us coming together. I'm all about, because that's how my father taught me. That's how my father taught me. Son, it's about family, everybody come together. I know we may not agree on everything, but you're still a family. I had a promise to my dad to take care of my sons. No matter what I'm doing in my life, make sure them boys taken care of. He was about family, so he translated that. He passed it on to me. So what I had to do realize, I cannot in no way, shape, or form change my family on what they think or how they feel about me. When I did that, that freed me up. No matter what they think or what they say about me, or how they may even talk about me, I'm okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat, Mr. Man in Action. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I had to be okay that my family, the ones that I love, who I want to be together with, was not on team LDA. They talked about me. One family member said he thinks he's a pimp now. His father was a minister. How you gonna think he talk about this? Why he changed his name? Why is he doing this? Why is he moving left Cleveland and left his sons back and he's in Atlanta? I had to be okay with whatever my family said. Really don't understand what you mean. What you mean more is caught than taught. I'll explain it to you. Man, Mr. Man in Action, thank you for showing the love today. Appreciate that. Man, this is what I'm talking about. What did I say earlier in the stream? And I'm going over. What did I say earlier in the stream? What was my conversation last night? Thank you. What it means by more is caught than taught is this. Because you asked a very good question. And I think people get it. And I'm glad you asked. Let me drink this water. Sometimes we get the theory and the teaching of the person, but we don't get the spirit or the intention behind what they're saying. So more is caught. So what I'm saying is your spirit, subconscious, picks up more of what I'm really saying than what is taught by your natural or what you're hearing by your natural ear. So when I say more is caught than taught, that means more is gathered in your subconscious or in your spirit than what you think, than what you are trying to digest in your mental. And you'll come back later. Yo, why am I saying what LDA say? Oh, that makes sense what LDA said. And I wasn't even thinking about that because it was caught in your spirit or in your subconscious and you didn't even realize it. So more is caught than taught. So no matter, because your reasoning conscious mind will try to stop you from receiving certain things because it doesn't fit the parameter of how you're perceiving it. So what happens when I say more is caught, you are filtering my information that I am sharing right now through your experience, through environment and everything like that. So you're filtering through your conscious mind. Okay, this is going through. Okay, I see what he's saying. But what is really caught is my intentions, my spirit, and the things that I'm not saying on a deeper level that you are catching on a spiritual level. We appreciate you. Transparency heals. Salute, King. So when I say more is taught, more is caught than taught, there's things that I'm saying that your subconscious or your spirit is gathering, and it is now affecting you. That's why I said be careful who you have in your bedroom. So more is caught than taught. When you are taught something, it's going through the filter of your reasoning. That's why you can only get doses of the game or doses of information because you're trying to process it. But when you realize that more is caught than taught, you get things that you miss consciously that has went to your subconscious. That's why That's the reason why I'm tuning into LDA. I appreciate that. Appreciate the love. We appreciate you. Transparency heals. Right. I'm being transparent. Have I had some bad things happen? Have I did some bad things? Yes. And there's no one up here that couldn't say that. I don't have a pristine life. I've done some things I shouldn't did. Been someplace I shouldn't have been. Did some things and cut some people out, shared some things. I was not always like this. You're seeing a phoenix. You're seeing a product that has been worked on day and night. This is exactly what it is. Right. So you're seeing the product that's been worked on, who's been broken down, who's been homeless. I can't blame nobody else but me, who's been without multiple times. It was not my parents. It was not my mother. It was not my father. It was not my kids. It was me. I can't blame anybody else for the divorce. I had to look at me. You're seeing the end result of a refinement of a man who's went through the fire to be who he is today, to share. I'm not bitter. I'm actually better. See, that's the difference when you listen to what I'm saying over here. You got me going over now. Thank you so much. Wow, this dude, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Said today's message really hit home. You gotta understand, my family, my own family, sometimes don't support me, but I have to be okay with that. I'm sharing. See, this is the thing. When a man can pull back his S on his chest and show you the Clark Kent, then close it back up and become Superman again, you can relate to him because you realize that you can also do the same thing. So I'm sharing. I appreciate that, Mr. Man in Action. You ain't the only one. I did some things that I shouldn't have done, and a lot of don't think before I did the action right. So understand, I'm not perfect. I mean, I did some things. I was homeless, nowhere to go, riding the bus back and forth right out my house. I lost my job in Dorville. I had to come back to Cleveland. Then lost my job again when I lost the job and I went to New York and lived up there for a minute. Lost the job and then my family. Dude, I was not what you see today. I was not. So anybody who wants to roast me, who want to say he ain't all that, he this and that. No, I'm telling you the truth right now. Go back and pick through my content. I don't care. No, I wasn't always good with women. No, I didn't have a mouthpiece. No, I didn't know how to talk to women. No, I wasn't that. But baby, what you see here today is a man who has went through the fire, who's worked with himself, who's worked on his mental. So when I teach you or share these things, I'm not speaking from some theory that I read in a book, and I have tons of books. Just to give you an example that I just show you. Look at my book collection. That's some of it. See that book collection right there? Y'all think that's my books. Books. But this is an example of a man who's actually lived a life, who has failed multiple times, who had to go work at Burger King, and at a what do you call that place? And a gas station. Grown man. Man who had to go to jail for a week. So anybody try to look me up, they can go look up and find that. You'll see my shot. Yes, I went to jail for a week. For driving with license. My license, something about my license or whatever the case may be. Stopped while going to my job at Burger King, where I was a manager at. So go check. You've seen a man who has worked, who has been down and out, who has pulled himself by the grace of God to where he is today. So So you're not seeing somebody who does not understand where you at. I've been there. How does it look for a grown man to be working at Burger King? Stay true to yourself. We know what it is, and it is in us, right? I had to do what I had to do because I still had child support to pay with. How is it that you deal with the different situation? That does not make me less player or more player. It makes me a man because I dealt with the situation and I came out of it. Was everything toasty and right in both of my marriages? No. Did I do things wrong? Yes. That's why I can speak from this premise right here. This is what you need from OGs, if you were to call me an OG, for them to tell you the truth about how it really is, and not some fairy tale life of what they want you to know. They need to tell you how it really is. And then too, you need to know, even though I've been divorced, I'm not down and out. I'm not about bashing women. I'm not about putting women down. I love them. I love the way they walk. I love their curves. I love everything about them. This is true gain. This is truly who you are. This is what you truly embrace. Man, you hitting it up, man. Man, I appreciate that. Don't take this message for granted. I appreciate you, LDA. I appreciate that, man. Man, I appreciate that. Don't take it for. Please understand. That's why we can be affected by things that we are exposed to with others, and yeah, we can be. Man, I'm gonna stay right here on this super chat, right here. Please understand what I share. When I talk many times, you're dealing with a man who's been trained, classically trained in the gospel of Jesus Christ of the Lord's church. I went through ministry school. Yes, I was. I was an ordained deacon. I served in the church, open and closing, ran the sound, picked up the guest speakers. I worked in an international television evangelist ministry. You dealing with this guy. So when I talk and the people I have on, they know what it is. So you're not dealing with someone who just came on the scene. I've been doing this since 2007. So when people come on and talk, I listen. I sit back. I observe. Meantime, I don't say nothing. So anybody can go back and pick apart what I said. Oh, he ain't real. He ain't authentic. You ain't lived in my life. You haven't walked through my shoes. I'm right there with you. I'm glad that you are inspired, the young man. Yeah, I lived it. I'm going to say right on that 50 right there. This man is giving. You understand what I had to work. Then I get to Atlanta with no job, working security, downtown and midtown at Earthlink. So you dealing with a man who had to humble himself and do what I had to do to get to where I need to go. And then lose my wife down in Atlanta. So I don't care what nobody says. You can go talk about me, make video. I don't care. You dealing with a man who's authentic, who's going to be transparent and tell you the truth. It's time out for people being phony and not really about this. So when people say, "Oh, I don't know, but you're really about that life," I'm about that life. I lost so much. Just walking around the street, counting money. Make sure I have $3 so I can at least go to the dollar store, because I know with a dollar store I can get 50 cent snack and another 50-cent snack, and then I will catch the bus and go downtown to the library and write down notes on marketing. I still never gave up on my dream of doing what I'm doing right now. I would go downtown, Cleveland Library, go to the 3rd floor, I believe it was, and write down notes with a notebook. I pull the notebook out that it will show you and write down notes and take notes out of the book so that I can get the information inside of me. So when you hear me speak, please understand there's depths to it. And still be a father to my sons. Still be them for them. Not knowing, I remember one time I told my sons, you see, Dad, he's staying right here. I had to stay in the basement of my sister's basement. Y'all don't, when people talk, you don't know their real story. All you seeing is the glory of it. You see me in these, what I'm wearing now. You got to run this game back because I'm going, it's intense. So when people talk and they talk all this stuff, you don't know people's real story. So you don't know people's, I appreciate that. You don't know their real story. You don't know how I gave up on doing this. You don't know how I was in New York and I lost my voice and I couldn't talk and had to come back to Cleveland. Lost my voice. Voice gone. Had to utter words. So when people say things or people come on here on these platforms and they're not being fully disclosing the truth about them, I can come with a persona and say, I'm all this, I'm Lawrence D. Adams, I'm this and this and that. I'm this and this and that. Or this. No, you don't know my story. You don't know what I went through. You don't know seeing your dad writing the book and 6 months later, your dad dies. 6 months later, your dad dies. Your father. You don't know how it is to be in Atlanta and you get a call. You need to come up north. What's going on? It's your brother. He just got killed. You don't know what it is to be sitting in the hospital and have to be the one to make a decision for somebody to stay or to leave in this life. So when people see me, they see me smiling humble. You don't know the backstory of who LDA really is. Authenticity all the time. My God, now this is ministry, sir. To God be the glory. You don't know. People don't know. You don't know. So when I talk about game, I'm not talking about it from a point of view of theory. I'm talking about it from real life. You don't know how it is to be in a corporate office and you're the only black male. And I work in accounting. You don't know how it is to, that dies off. You get fired from there and you lose your house and you lose your car. You don't know how I got to pull myself back up and do what I need to do. So when people talk, make sure they're telling you the real deal. This is the real deal. So when people say, you don't know how it is for a grown man that's working at Burger King. Hey, can I take your order? You want number 4 or number 5? Okay, number 5, okay. You don't know how it is. So when people say things, and when I talk from this level, I'm not talking just to be talking. I'm talking because this is how it really is. You're talking to the souls right now, LDA. Appreciate that. See, don't everybody want to talk about game and this and that? You don't know how many women walked out on me. You don't know that. You don't know that. You don't know how I've been turned down. Because everybody wants to tell you their successes, but no one want to tell you the times where it did not work. You don't know when I was at a loot party and what took place afterwards. You don't know. So when people talk on these platforms, make sure they tell you the truth about who they really are. Make sure they expose. I can all tell you about how it's good and how everything was lovely. And people can go back and dissect what I said on here about me and try to use it to give me. I already exposed it. So there's nothing to expose. You don't know. Working at Burger King McDonald's at 16. You don't understand. See, the thing of it is, that's why I say more is caught than taught. So when I'm talking and I'm sharing with anyone, men, women, or whatever the case may be, you don't know my first show that I did that wasn't on here, that was on Blog Talk Radio was do women like nice guys. This before there was a man of spirit. This was before there was this correlation of men coming together. Ask Steve the Dean. He can vouch for it because we work together. So when people talk on here, they're talking from talking points they have no clue about. So when I talk about game, I'm talking about it from real life. You don't know who I really know out in the streets. You don't know, you wasn't there when the gun was pulled on me. Walking down the street, just come back from a funeral from New York, and the guns pulled on me. You was not there. When I could have cried, I said I was not going to cry, and I'm not going to defecate on myself. I said, you guys can take it. They put it to my head, come on out of it. Went through my pockets, took my computer, took the book that I was working on. You don't know. You was not there. Because I said, I'm not going out like that. In my mind, I said to myself, I'm not going out like this. They took my computer. I was already without a job. They took my notes. They took my books that I created. And I was robbed. I had to race home. That I wasn't even in my home. So when people talking, they gangster, they tough and all this, you don't know. Let's see what you do when a gun is at your head. This is real talk, man. This is real talk. I just want to know what happened to the Luke party. I heard that it was going down. Yeah, it was going down to Luke party. Something happened at the Luke party. And I was in Atlanta, so it went down. So people don't. When you question somebody, know their story. You wasn't there when the gun was pulled on me. Oh, I'm gonna be tough. I'm gonna be all this. No, you ain't being tough because the gun is at your head. You ain't gonna do no karate moves and get out of it. This is what you see when I talk on this channel. Why I move the way I move, how I talk to certain people a certain way, what I do behind the scenes that you don't know, the conversations that I have, the marriages that I helped. See, people talk all this good stuff, but they don't talk nothing. I can relate to the gun at the head. They don't know, man. They don't know. Let me put this. So I've been in front of the barrel of a couple times. You never know, right? You're changing lives here. You need to put this in a book. We just talked about it last night. Just talked about it last night with Alpha Kingdom. He just said it to me last night. You just said it. You pouring out because you're about to go higher. You right on the money, Harris. You don't know.
That's why I came on, bro. Because I just came on whenever I said I'm back or whatever, and I heard what you're saying. The shit is writing itself, bro. It's plant, boat. You see, you're touching these people more than you know because you just used to yourself, and you just think that's what you do, man. Yeah. You gotta, you know, like as you see just from earlier in the day, like it's bigger than fire drops and content.
Right. Yeah. So most people that see me, he's G'd up, he got the hat on. Do you understand? Not only was I twice. I'm gonna give you an example. My father told me, I went to go see my father. Mother was not together at the time. My father said, don't go wear your coat. I just bought this new leather coat, Alfie, with the fur on the collar. Couldn't tell me nothing. Father said, don't do it, son. I said, I want to show my mom my new coat. What do? walk out the house, get on the bus, go see my mom, come back late. Guess who meets me? Come on out of it. New coat just got. What do you do? So when people talking here, they tough and they goddess, they miss the point. I'm sharing from a different level of experience. Not no goofy, made up stuff, something that some people can read in a book or watch in a movie. I'm talking about real life. I didn't share tears that people don't have no clue about. I didn't help people that, let me say this. You're saving lives. Don't never do it. Right. People don't have no clue, the people that talk to me behind the scenes of the marriages that I helped. So when people talk about marriage, you don't know how I talk a woman off the cliff from leaving her husband. You don't understand how I help some men navigate with their wife. So when people talking all this stuff, yo, this is the real Lawrence D. Adams. You don't understand. So when I talk about women, I'm not talking from a place of something I read or hypothetical. No, this is real talk right here. Alfie can vouch. We was in Toronto. When you came to Toronto, what do you see?
What part you want me to say?
Well, the good, only not that part, but you know, when he came to Toronto, what's somebody up there she was a doctor actually.
Yeah, facts.
So when people talk this stuff, do you think I'm mild mannered? I'm cool. When you see on here, I'm really there's another side of me. But you're right, Alfie, and like they're saying, man, just Harris put it right there. You pouring out because you're about to go higher. Alfie just said it last night.
You was trolling me, and now look, that's what you get. That's what you get for trolling your brother when I got your back. That's what you get. When I tell you it's a good idea, I don't fuck around. That means that I done thought about it and developed it before I told you. That's why I said that's money.
Yeah.
You want to think about it? No, bro.
No, I was just saying that for a reason. You know what I was saying it for. I can't say it right now. I was already on.
Don't mind my silky do-rag. Yeah, man. I know you on fire because you still on.
Yeah, and I normally cut off. But I have to say this because
me and Lawrence might have a joint book. We might have a joint book coming for y'all. You might be surprised. Don't be surprised. That we got a brotherhood book. And you know what? I ain't never thought about that. Has that ever been done before?
Yeah, it has, but not on this space. I've seen people do it. I know somebody did it.
Well, let's be the first.
Yeah. So let's be the first. Let me say something about the brothers. I lost my brother. I lost my natural born brother. So when I talk about brotherhood, it's brotherhood for real. He died in the streets, hands raised up, AK-47 shot him, jumped out the window, died like this, hands raised up. So when people talk about brotherhood, I'm talking from a place that's deeper than what you can realize. The last conversation I had with my natural brother, Michael, was, I love you. So people don't understand. So when I see people phony about this brotherhood and this and that, this ain't my first merry-go-round. Larry, you just walked through the door while we were just letting off. Right. Just the other thing, I worked with men in men's groups. So when people talk about men can't get along, no, you wonder why I'm so tough on men about men group? Because I've been around men's group at a young age. I was in my early 20s working in men's groups, getting men to work together, how to pray for another man, how to uplift another man. So this ain't new to me. I'm just true to this. I just don't share everything on here because I talk on a certain level. But I had to share it today because what happened on your show, Calipope, what was talked about last night, opened the door for this to happen.
It's the energy, bro. You can't sleep on that. We preach about it, and y'all be thinking we just saying stuff because we want to sound different, but we want to sound creative, bro. Like that's not what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you talking about brother, man. Like you are my brother. I got a brother who is. Let me see. How old is he? 53. But guess what? I ain't talked to him in 20 years. I had to put out 5 books and 10,000 subscribers for him to reach out to me. I didn't have to do that with you. Mm-hmm. You know, I heard from him now. Matter of fact, it's his birthday. Look how shit happens.
Mm-hmm. See?
And you know, it's his birthday, but I got a happy birthday from him in like 10 years, so I can't really feel it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm gonna reach out, but still, like.
See, that's what I'm. So that stuff right there. Dude, I just never poured out this much. So anybody who want to troll me and say anything about me, go ahead, be my guest. I already spilled the beans. I already exposed myself. Go do the research. Go do the research. That's the problem. Nothing just happens. That's right. So what you're seeing here, as I feel like a preacher, as I come to the end of this close, is that you, and then to be able to talk about, what do you come with this, all this spiritual stuff? I've been classically trained from my father. Day one, when I got into church, day one, Romans, what the first thing he taught me? Romans, I think it's 12, I think it is. Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove with that is what is good and acceptable unto the Lord. First thing he taught me, my dad, about renewing my mind. What do I do every day? Talk on the mind stuff. That's the first scripture my biological dad taught me, was that about renewing your mind. So when people talk all this stuff, I'm talking from a place.
I'm gonna call you, bro. Heat up.
Yeah.
Just wanted to slide through. I know you on fire because it's 11:10, man. Blessings to you, big bro.
Yeah. So when people talk all this stuff, they don't have no clue. They have no clue. LDA, in the world where everyone is fake, we definitely respect, we're transparent. Keep up the grind. 2, I got the church, right? Yes, fresh start. So understand, when you hear me talk, and my father was an avid reader, and was an expert in the Bible, and was a former Muslim in the Nation of Islam. So what you see is a combination of that. Then my mother was into fashion. She made her own clothes. So when people talk, they have no clue on what they're talking about or where they're coming from. So the authentic person that you're seeing right now, when I talk on game, I'm not talking from some street stuff, something I read or something I watched on TV. I seen it. I need not name names of what I seen when I was younger. When I talk on female nature, I'm talking from the point of what I seen female nature right in front of me. When I talk on men simping, I seen men simping right in front of me. So this is, I don't know how we got there, but this is the playback I think most people need to go back and listen to. Man, I thank you for the super chats that came through and the dropping it. This is what you really need to hear. This one young men need to hear, that if he went through that, and what you're seeing is a product that has been refined, polished, went through the fire to be what it is today. I didn't just come up with style. My father used to get his clothes custom made. My father used to get his clothes custom made, tailored. Trust me, I know this. If my father got his suits custom made, shirts done with his initials on them, what do you think his son's going to do? Understand, when you see LDA, you seeing the real man. You seeing the real man. You seeing that I failed. Did things I wish I never did. Salute. Appreciate that, Alfie. Another super chat. What did I say at the beginning of this broadcast? What did I say I seen last night? Understand how powerful what I'm saying to you. I had the defeatist mindset. I had the negative self-talk. Why I kept losing. I'll be up one day, the next day I lose everything. I've been there. You guys have a good one. Appreciate it. You have a good day. Appreciate you coming through. I know I'm going over a little bit longer. I probably need to chop this up. But saying all that, this is Lawrence D. Adams. Please go back, rewatch this. This is the most powerful broadcast I ever did because you're seeing the transparency of Lawrence D. Adams and the truth. Much respect to everybody. Everybody have a good weekend. I'm going to drop the first theme. You need to go and get that sapiosexual V. There we go. What's that stream? You guys have a good one. What's the number for the day? Wow, that's a good question. Harris, come up with the number for the day. Well, I got to get it ready to go. Just hop back on the live. Appreciate your transparency of the day. We all are capable and worthy of redemption. Wow. She said 2 and 29. Okay. Have a great weekend, everybody. Appreciate everybody. I know I went long today, but I think it was well worth it. 29. 2 was this week. Yep. So wait a minute. Wow. Okay. There it is. So 29. Yeah, 2 was at the beginning for that day, but you're definitely right. But 29 is it. And so what we're going to do is put 2, 29. And there's a reason why I do that. You enjoyed it. Go back when this ends and write in the comments what you thought about today's stream. Because I got to retitle it now. I got to go back and retitle this one. I got to go back and 229 is it's a reason for that. Go back and write in the comments. Y'all, most of y'all don't be doing that. Go back and write in the comments. Mr. Men in Action, appreciate that. 229. There we go. There we go. Mic stopped for some reason. There's the link to that. You guys have a good one. And I'm going to end on that new one. Go back and leave a comment on this one particularly. I'm going to change the title of it. It was Beam Up Friday, LDA becomes transparent, or LDA is going to be LDA's true transparency. Thank you, everybody. I'm so reconnected. That's all it's about. And you guys have a good one. I'm going to get me some jerk chicken maybe, or I'm about to go catch up with my little niece. We'll see what's up, where she is. This is Lawrence E. Adams, and I'm out.
This is LDA at the dark.
Okay, why didn't it play?
This is LDA at the dark.
What's going on?
This is LDA at the dark.
Yeah, LDA will figure this out. I got another way.
Follow me.
Peace.
As I begin to take you on a journey. I want you to relax. As I begin to take you on a journey. Your mind. But first, I want you to. And I'm going to guide you. What I want you to do now is to lay back and begin to relax your mind. To lay back and begin. Take all the worries away, because I'm going to guide you slowly in relaxing your body. Take all the worries away. First, we're going to start, because I'm going to guide you from the top of your head and relaxing. I want you to relax. First, we're going to start from the top of your head. I want you to relax. Relax your neck. Relax your shoulders. Face. Your arms. Relax your neck. And your hands. Now I'm going to ask you and tell you to relax your chest down to your stomach, down to your hips, down to your thighs, down to your hips, and to your feet. Down those. When I count to 3. I want you to be completely relaxed. 1. I count to 3. Relax. I want you to be 2. Completely relaxed. Relax. 1. 3. Relax. 2. Now you're deeply relaxed, and you're listening to every word